everyone, I'm Z, and today I'm going to show you how to make a fashionable and flirty birdcage veil similar to the one I'm wearing today. These beautiful veils are so reminiscent of that old Hollywood style that still remains trendy. So, if you follow these few simple steps, I assure you, you'll be red carpet ready for your big day in no time. Let's get to work. First, you'll have to decide the width of your veil. Half coverage is 9 inches. Full coverage is 18 inches. Then we'll measure the circumference. My head circumference is 22 inches. I'll add 4 inches to my measurements for ease and for gathers, which will make it 26 inches total. These are the supplies you will need to create your birdcage veil. First, you will need some French netting, which is also known as Russian netting, a 3-inch comb, a strip of regular tulle. This is a 1 by 35 inch strip, thread and needle. You can either choose to use white thread or whatever color birdcage veil you're making, or you can use invisible thread, scissors, pencil, tape measure, ruler, and of course a couple of pins. First, you'll measure the length of your birdcage veil, which is in my case 26 inches, and mark it. 26-inch length and a 9-inch width for half head coverage. Then I'll make another 9-inch mark in the middle and at the end. 9-inch mark. Take your ruler and connect your marks. This is how your rectangular shape looks when you finish cutting it. Mine is 26 inches wide, long, and 9 inches in width. The next thing you do is fold your netting in half, and then you're going to measure from the bottom up 5 inches, and you'll mark it. And from the unfolded end, you're going to measure in approximately 5.5 inches and mark it. What we're actually going to do is to cut a diagonal line do so using my ruler. You can cut both pieces at the same time. Alright, now you open up your netting, and this is what your shape looks like. The next step is to begin stitching your gathers all around the edge. It's going to go from the side across to the top and down to the next side. Starting at the first square, at the bottom of your netting, hold a needle through the first square, and you're going to actually put the needle through the separated threads here and gently pull. This is going to secure your thread to the netting. Now, the next square, you're going to put the needle through, in and out, using those squares, and just do this running stitch in and out of each square in the net along the edge. And you'll repeat this all the way around until you get to the very end. Doing the last couple of stitches in those tiny squares. Then we just gather the netting, go all the way around the side, the top, and down to the other side. I'm going to even out the ruching as we go along. Then we're going to take our comb and measure our ruching to make sure that it is large enough, or long enough rather, to cover the top of your comb. My comb is 3 inches across the top, and this just about fits it perfectly. Once you've gotten your proper length measured to match the top of the comb, you are just going to tie off. First of all, you're going to make just maybe 2 stitches in between the squares to knot your final stitches and to keep the gathers from unraveling. Okay? What your netting looks like before we attach it to the comb. Next step, we're going to prep our comb is 3 inches, and I'm going to use ordinary tulle to prep my comb. This is 1 inch by 35 inch tulle. The first step is to position your tulle across the top of your comb, leaving about 1 inch extra on the side. Top side, and then I begin to wrap my tulle around the top. I do this about 3 or 4 times, then I move on to the next tooth. End of our comb, putting in the last of our wraps at the very end, and then we're going to just tie off the end of the tulle. Okay, what we're going to do next is just secure the tulle on the ends to your comb with just a few stitches, whipping right through the various layers on the end. Alright, now we're going to cut the thread, which is knotted, and this excess tulle. We're going to repeat this process on the other end. This is what your comb would look like once you've completed the wrapping process and secured both ends. The next step is to attach your netting to your comb. I recommend that you position the netting facing this way towards you, with the raw edges facing away from you. Your comb, which is bent, is best to be laid down that way, and your netting would actually go on the inside of your comb. Your netting positioned on the inside of your comb across the top. Begin by attaching gently the netting to the comb. You may stitch at an angle way. You're actually catching the netting to the tulle that's wrapped on the comb each time you stitch. Get to the end, just do a couple of stitches, and you'll tie it off. Needle and the thread, pull gently. You're going to repeat that again, making sure that you capture the tulle and the netting together. A little bit finished product on the inside, and this is the outside of your comb. And that is it. Your birdcage veil is completed.